What does it mean when the winds at Hollis Hall whisper of injuries, contracts, and decisions that could alter the very fabric of the Chicago Bears? Are we witnessing the subtle beginnings of what could become either a resurgence or a disaster? As the sun begins to rise on a new training camp, anticipation hangs thick in the air. Are we ready to embrace the chaos, or will we be haunted again by the shadows of past disappointments? Hit that like button, subscribe for every adrenaline-pumping update, and let's dive into the drama because I can feel it brewing. And trust me, you won't want to miss what's on the horizon. Now, sources deep inside Hollis Hall have been buzzing like a swarm of bees, dropping hints and fueling speculation about the fate of our beloved Bears as training camp kicks off. The tension is palpable among fans and analysts alike. There's something brewing beneath the surface. And whispers of players wrestling with injuries, contract disputes, and expectations abound. Everyone's holding their breath, wondering how the drama will unfold when the news breaks. So when we first heard the news that 4 players backup quarterback Case Keenum, cornerback Jalen Johnson, running back Ian Wheeler, and wide receiver Jahdae Walker were placed on the active non-football injury list, it sent shockwaves through the fan base. The mood was electric, rife with questions about what this really means. We know that the NFI list is no ordinary designation. It encapsulates a category of players who can't practice due to ailments that linger outside the daily grind of this brutal sport. Speculation ran rampant, and for many, the obvious was lurking in the shadows. Is Jalen Johnson's placement an ominous sign of discontent over his current contract, a struggle for validation and security in a sport that brings both glory and unceremonious heartbreak? The social media venom was almost palpable. But hold up, let's slow the roll for just a second. While it's true Johnson may be looking for a better deal, we need to understand he's not on the NFI list due to dissatisfaction, as some fans might fear. This is about health-specific injuries that take precedence over any contract talk during camp's early days. Inside sources confirm Keenum is already off the list, which updates the dynamics of the quarterback battle as veterans gear up to report on Tuesday. The anticipation builds like a pressure cooker, ready to explode as the first training camp practice looms just around the corner. And as Bears fans, we know this is our time, the time when youthful exuberance collides with survival instinct. I can't help but wonder, will the other players get activated this week? Or will the clouds of uncertainty linger like that Chicago fog? There's something electric about the potential these players hold, especially the rookies. Moments of brilliance could lie ahead, or we might be staring down the barrel of another season filled with aches and groans, reminiscent of the bittersweet legacy of past seasons. Imagine if Case Keenum, formerly the guy looking to resurrect, his career suddenly sparks something magical under center. What if Jalen Johnson comes back with a vengeance, silencing doubters with each interception? Could running back Ian Wheeler's speed change our offensive landscape forever? Meanwhile, wide receiver Jahdae Walker, a name that could soon etch itself into the annals of Bears lore, holds his own power to shift momentum, turning training camp into an exhilarating spectacle. But let's not sugarcoat it. What if the opposite happens? What if these injuries turn out to be more serious than we've been led to believe? What if Keenum is just the tip of the iceberg? Or worse, what if Jalen's contract situation bleeds into training camp, creating a rift that impacts our beloved team's unity before the season even starts? The stakes are high, my friends. And as we feel the nervous energy ripple through the air, remember, Chicago has witnessed the glory of legends like Peyton, Ehrlicher, and Hester, and yet we've also tasted the bitterness of unfulfilled promise. We stand on the precipice of something crucial, the dawn or doom of a new era, and we owe it to ourselves to strap in and hang on tight. This is where legends are forged. Fans across the globe are eagerly translating every move into the historical tapestry that is the Chicago Bears, the team that wears its heart on its sleeve and plays for the name on the front of the jersey. So, as we brace us for the coming storm, I can't help but ask, will we rise from the ashes of disappointment, or will we dive headlong into uncertainty once again? Stay tuned, folks. What happens next could change everything, and trust. And me, you won't want to miss the shocking twist yet to unfold. Part 2 is just around the corner, and the truth will be revealed soon. Bears fans, it's time to rise up because we've been forged by the fire of disappointment, and this is our moment to roar back at fate. Every heartbreak, every missed opportunity. 2010 when we got so close. 2018 when the double doink shattered our hopes. It's all building to something, isn't it? We're a franchise soaked in blood, sweat, and tears, and we know that the only way forward is together. All of us fueled with decades of passion. Now imagine if we could harness that pain, channel it into something fierce, something unstoppable. What if this year, this moment right now represents a turning point? If the locker room feels the same electric anticipation that runs through us, the ones huddled around our TVs, screaming at the screen as if our earnest prayers can shift the outcome, then maybe, just maybe, the winds of relentless change are howling through Hollis Hall, erasing the doubt that has clung to us like the cold Chicago wind. But what if it's a mirage, a flicker of hope emerging in the chaos, only to ignite our hopes before we crash back down hard further than before? You can bet the front office is holding their breath, peeking through their tinted windows. Can they really pull the trigger on a trade that might shake up our division rivals, the Packers and Vikings? You know they're circling like vultures, waiting to feast on our fallacies, ready to mock us when we stumble, just like they have for the last few decades. But I say enough of them. Look back at our legends, the steely grit of Singletary, the unmatched ferocity of Ehrlicher electrifying that Soldier Field crowd, and the electrifying thrill of Hester flashing down the sideline. They ignited flames in our souls that we thought were long extinguished. Yet here we stand, caught between the promise of a brighter tomorrow and the haunting scars of our past, recalling 1985 when everything was perfect, only to find ourselves heartbroken in 2006 and on the edge of heartache again in 2010. And don't even get me started on the purgatory that was 2018. So I ask you, are we on the brink of something monumental, or is it just another illusion cast in the shadows of the past? You could feel the doubts creeping in like lake wind off Soldier Field in December, biting, chilling, and oh so familiar. It haunted us, didn't it? How we can almost touch the glory but just slip away, like a late-game fumble or a critical penalty. That bitter taste of failure lingers. So, what about our choices as we march on? Will we take the risk to ascend to the heights we once knew, or will we let ourselves spiral lower than we've ever been? As we stare into the face of this season, into the hearts of our players who are giving it everything, I can't shake the question that haunts this franchise. Is it all a setup for the ultimate betrayal, or can we finally reclaim our rightful place in history? We either redefine ourselves, rise from the ashes of our past defeats, or watch those dreams of glory slip away again, just like the sweet taste of victory that's eluded us time and time again. So I challenge every one of you, strap on your helmets, because the real battle isn't just on the field. It's the one inside all of us who bleed navy and orange. Are we ready to pursue the legacy we all crave, or will we let history repeat itself yet again? Because I don't know about you, but if this can't be our year, I fear what lies ahead in the darkened corners of this heart-wrenching ride, and I'm not sure my heart can bear another implosion.